What's going on, guys? This is John the Wolf of Ecom. I have a good friend with me. It's my buddy Wani, and he's got some cool stuff to share about day trading, why it is a scam, but not really, because he's actually crushing with it. But I wanted to bring him on here. You, depending how long you've been in our community, you've been following our YouTube channel or Facebook group, you may or may not have seen him in the past. So he has some really, really interesting journeys that he's been on the last, I guess, 24 months now, two plus 3 years roughly. So Wani, why don't you introduce yourself, tell everyone a little about yourself, where you're from, and then let's talk about what got you here, man.
Okay, perfect. First of all, hello to everyone. My name is Juan. Many know me as Juani, and I am from Argentina. I am 25 years, and everything started more or less 4 years ago or 3 years and a half ago while I was studying. I am an engineer. While I was studying, I wanted to make money. I always hated to work for someone. I'm not saying that working for other people is wrong. It's like two different methods. I like to work for myself. And here in Argentina, the possibilities are super restricted, I mean, it's not like being born in the US where you have everything that you want to achieve. It's there. You can just do it and you get it. Here, it's basically impossible. Just to speak about differences, here in Argentina with $300 a month, you live. And let's say $500 a month, you live nice. And in the US with $500 a month, you will be starving or even dying. So
what would $500 in Buenos Aires feel like? How do you compare that lifestyle to the money in Miami, for example?
Okay, so it's getting $4,000 in Miami per month.
So about 10 times. Wow. That's wild. That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, here
$1,000 USD a month, you're living, you pretty much get whatever you want for the most part.
I mean, with 1,000, you're very good. With $5,000 in Argentina, you're a king. You can do whatever you want.
You point and you get.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I was living here and I wanted to make money. I went to the US, opened an LLC. That's why I say that when you're in Argentina, it's difficult because if you live in the US, you cross the street and you open the LLC and the bank account. I had to take a flight.
Dude, we don't cross the street. We literally just click a button online and then it shows up.
Exactly. So everything started there. I've done great with drop shipping. Where there was when I met you.
Okay, I'm going to stop you. Define great, because I want people to understand the success you had. And let's backtrack. So you actually first started before we met. You started in 2018 or 2017?
Yeah. It was at the end of 17, beginning of 18, but I was not making money until the end of 2018. The best thing I've done was to develop a strategy that you also helped me to do it, which was building a kind of, product. It wasn't that product. It was launching something that you had not even to touch anything inside Facebook and it will run for months and be profitable. That way I had 2 or 3 products that were super successful that lasted over almost a year without even changing anything.
Drop shipping, no branding, no influencers, you just set it and forget it, right?
Yeah, and you forget. I mean, the only thing you need to do is go to the Facebook fan page to answer the comments and do the customer support and everything. But with regards to Facebook advertisement, the campaigns were there and were running for a full year without receiving any kind of
more than a
issue.
Year. It was it was 18 months, right?
Yeah. And the good thing about that is that, okay, at those moments, we were seeing a lot of people inside the community of e-commerce or specifically drop shipping making 20K, 30K a day. But after that, when you make 50K a day, suddenly, you have the issue that your payment processors start to block the money. There's a lot of issues with your supply. So I always thought that it's the best thing to do when growing is to go slowly and steady. And the good thing about this strategy was that effort was almost zero. And the success was 100 or more because I had to do anything. And I was every day getting 1, 2, 3, 4 grand, depending.
Profit.
Yeah.
Right. Net. So your gross daily sales were 4,000 to 7,000 USD per day, right?
Yeah, exactly. So at the end of the story is that last year, maybe in July of 2021, I made like, let's say, $4 million with e-commerce, and to my pockets, I had like $1 million. Yeah, I bought my Ferrari, which was my dream car. I bought my. There comes like all that stuff, that a guy of 24 years wants to do.
Before expenses.
Yeah, exactly. But the thing was that last year Facebook started to be like a pain in the ass for me, because I wasn't prepared to deal with all the issues that Facebook started to bring to us, and mentally it was like very difficult for me to to let's say I was not wanting to give up, but I ended giving up in terms of, okay, this is not what I want and this is not what I expect. It was like a lot of work for me to be fighting against Facebook every day, getting a lot of things disabled. Like I prefer to like move away.
This is what
I'm
I
not
do,
saying,
man, and it's exhausting. So I understand.
yeah, exactly. And I thought, like, for myself, I'm not saying that it wasn't worth it, because it really was worth it if you have the knowledge and you could like keep it up. But for me, I wanted to find something that took me less time and bring me more money. Dropshipping is one of the best businesses in the world, in my opinion, because there is like super low risk. The reward is super big. And the time you need to put maybe a lot, but you don't have to wake up at 7 a.m., go to the office, spend 10 hours at the office, have a boss. You can, like, with your computer, Wi-Fi, and time to work, you're okay. Yeah, you will depend on your supplier, Facebook, and whatever, but it's still one of the best things in terms of a company. The thing is that I found something. I didn't discover anything. Wow. I mean, I found something that was already working and has been working for almost 200 years, that I like it, which was the stock market. And I saw also a lot of people that were doing e-commerce that were slowly moving to this kind of things. And it had a lot of sense for me at the beginning, because I said, okay, the stock market, it's me, my computer, Wi-Fi. The market opened for the past 200 years, will open for the next 200 years. So until I die, the market will still be open. So perfect. And I don't depend on anything. I don't need issues from suppliers, Facebook disabling my accounts, like anything. It's me, the computer, and the market. So I started, let's say, August maybe. I made a big mistake, which is a mistake that many people do at the beginning.
This is August 2020, right?
No,
Going into 2021.
2021.
So this was 6 months ago, 9 months ago.
Yeah, last year. Yeah. So my biggest mistake was to jump into the stock market with a lot of the money I had made before. Because the thing with the stock market is that when you go inside, you have two scenarios. Or you suck at the first very moment and you start like this, or you win some money and then boom. And this one is the worst one, because if you start like with 20K and you make like 50K in a bull market, I'm going to explain what is that afterwards. But when the market is going up, whatever you buy in the next 1 or 2 weeks, it will go up, whatever you buy. So you think that you are good at it, you put more money, and then boom, you die. So basically, yeah, it cost me like $200,000 or even more. I burned like a lot of accounts.
Hey, it's cheaper than a college education, right? So it's not that bad.
No, I know, but also
it still sucks.
I could have tested with 10% of that and learn mostly the same. And after like, let's say 8 months. So in February of this year, I started to see some light at the end of the tunnel. It's really difficult to trade, because it's not like, how can I put this into words? The biggest challenge is with your mindset. It's not with the market. Okay. So it takes a lot of time to understand and know yourself and how you react to different scenarios. And when you understand who you are and how do you react and how to control and manage that, you are closer to the success than anyone. And that takes time.
Give an example.
Okay. So an example, you buy a specific option, like a call of a stock, and it starts to go down. Okay. And if you don't have a plan or a strategy, you will say, okay, no, I need to sell. No, okay, I wait. So you have indecision. So you wait and it keeps going down. And you say, okay, now I have 30% of my position burned. I cannot sell now. Actually, you need to sell there because if it keeps going down, you will lose more money, but you don't know what to do because you don't have a plan and a strategy. So you keep waiting. When you're 50% down, you sell and now boom, it pumps. And then you say, fuck, when I sell it, it pumps. Okay, now I need to keep pumping. So I buy to go upside and it starts to go down again. So in 5 minutes, you get your position burned, you are stressed, you don't know what to do, you lose a lot of money, you think that everything you touch, you destroy it. And when I started to go to Twitter or different spaces where people speak about this, I feel like I identify with 99% of the people, because nowadays, like, trading is super easy. You have your phone, you download any broker like E-Trade, Thinkorswim or whatever, Webull, and you transfer your funds and you are like trading in 24 hours. And it's really difficult for people to avoid making mistakes because as everything, when you start, you have no idea what you're doing. And it takes time. So it took me a lot of time. Nowadays, I am like really good, not because I think I am good, because there's something called win rate, that are how many trades you make and how many trades you win. So I also do crypto. And for example, my win rate in crypto is like 92% or 94%, depending on the week. So yeah, that's pretty much. It took me a lot of time to understand how I am and what do I need to do to trade. And yeah, I mean, one of my biggest plans is to like build up a community where I can help people to avoid going through those steps, and also to help them to understand how I trade, what things I'm looking at the charts, what kind of strategies I use, but most important, the psychology. Because for charting, I mean, there are a lot of books. It's just go and read. Any human can go and read something and practice. But the challenge here is the mindset, like practicing the psychology of how to trade, when to exit a position, when to hold, how to avoid having hope on something. Hope is something that kills most of accounts, like burns a lot of accounts. And yeah, I mean, the good thing is that when you see the numbers at the beginning, it's like super difficult. But let me give an example. If you get like $10,000 and you make 1% every single day, okay? If you get $10,000 and you make 10% a month, you may tell me, wow, that's a lot. Trust me, it's super easy to make 10%, because from the 30 days of the month, you need to win 20 days 1% and lose 10 days 1%, and you're making 10%. So, or I mean, you can afterwards do the
most people are thinking about the trade today. They're not thinking about the 30-day or the 12-month.
Yeah,
right?
Most people want to start trading today, and at the end of this year have $1 million starting with 10 grand. That's impossible. I mean, eventually you can do that if you get inside something that you are kind of lucky. But the correct way to do this is, if you get 10 grand and you make 10% a month, in 5 years, without taking a single dollar out and compounding the money you make, you will reach to $3 million. So my question is, why go to a place and work and do anything you want for the rest of your life as a slave, when you can like just wait 3 fucking years and make $3 million with compounding, going slowly? Here is the key. I mean, many people want to be rich from the night to the morning. And this is like something that takes time. And you need to understand that it's not about getting home runs once a week. Many people, when trading, I read on Twitter like, wow, I made like 500% on this trade, or wow, I got like, I don't know, Facebook earnings and I made 1000%. Yeah, I mean, that's a home run. The key is to like make base points, like, okay, I'm making 2% every day or 1% every day. Okay, I make my goal, I leave. I make my goal, I leave. In the small picture, it's nothing. Okay, but in the big picture, I started, for example, I like to reset my accounts every 3 or 4 months. Okay, and in April, when the month started, I started my account with $8,000 and I took it to 100,000 last week. Okay, I mean, that's something I can do because I have the experience. But if you think about the process, you can start with 10 grand and if at the end of the year you end with $100,000, that's perfect, because next year you are starting with 10 times the budget you started, and you have
And if you're
experience.
doing this on top of like a side hustle or a day job
Yeah, I mean,
or a business that you own, it doesn't matter, right? It's free
you
money.
can. The good thing is that you can do that because, for example, what I love, I mean, the stock market is a little bit more complex because you have like, it's not, I do not trade shares. I do not buy and sell shares. I do not invest. I trade. So when I say trade, I buy options. It's more risk, but more reward also. Okay. So that is like difficult because there's something that is called time that can affect your position. But if you go to crypto, for example, in crypto, you have futures, and futures, time doesn't affect anything. So you buy at 10, and if it grows and you're long, if the price increases and you're long, you're making money. And if it goes against, let's say down and you're long, you lose. Okay. But it's just like price action, you know? So you can trade crypto while you're sleeping because you put a trade, you put your stop loss, you put your price target, you go to sleep. And if it reaches one of those points, you will get like liquidated at a certain point, or you will get like profits, you know? So the good thing is that you can be working and you can be trading. You don't need to be like 24-hour behind the computer. That's one of the purposes of me doing this, because you can make like a lot of money. Like last week, no, yeah, I think it was last week. I made like 40 grand in 1 week. Yeah, living in Argentina, that's crazy.
You're set for the next 10 years.
Yeah, but when I started, many people post inside Twitter, for example, wow, I made 100K in 1 day. And you get desperate because you want to be those ones. But you need to understand that those people, they have been trading for 5 or 10 years. So if you eventually make small gains day to day to day to day and be consistent and be disciplined, that time it will come. And when you realize you have an account of $2 million, you have the experience and you can manage that, and you can like make a lot of money. But you need to start with small things. So
I think the crazy thing about like the stock market and crypto is most things in life, it's like steady, consistent gains, right? Like losing weight, gaining muscle, developing a skill. But I think the hard thing with like crypto and day trading is that you can actually have home runs. Home runs can absolutely happen. It's just they're like you can't plan for a home run, right? You can assume a home run, but it's not guaranteed. Nothing about it is guaranteed.
Exactly. Yeah. So in my case, for example, my strategy, it's like really difficult to get a home run. Why? Because unless something unexpected happens, that let's say, I don't know, Bitcoin, let's assume that Bitcoin drops 50% in 1 minute, I can get a home run. But if that doesn't happen, since I trade and I am a scalper means a trader that goes in and out in a short period of time. Okay. So maybe I buy something now and in 3 minutes I sell it, or in 10 minutes. But when I see that, I mean, I hate to leave a position running 1 day. Why? You can do it. I mean, many traders do that. But I prefer to make like small trades and take small profits, but to secure the bag, you know, and take the money home than leaving it there, because you in nowadays the markets are like super volatile. I don't know how to say the word, but
that's it.
Maybe you are like 20% up, and in 10 minutes you are like 50% down. Has no sense. I mean,
especially crypto, right?
Yeah. With that being said, I mean, I can have a home run. It's kind of difficult with my strategy. I know people that, for example, you know what happened with Terra? It was like a Luna, a crypto.
Yeah.
Okay. From $100 to 0.00005, you know, I mean, if you short it at the top, yeah, you can make a lot of money. It's not my case. I made money, but I was like shorting, and when it dropped like 10%, I said, okay, it's money for me. I'm going, you know. So the good thing about this is that you can print at any time. The biggest thing that I found, the biggest issue I found on people is that they want to make 2 grand or 1 grand a day the first week they start, and they need to understand that
unless you put in 50 grand or 30 grand, or maybe you're super aggressive, it's not sustainable, right?
Yeah, the only way they can really make money is if they follow exactly what other people say, within entries and exits, which are called signals. That is something like really, really useful. But also the best ones, they will have like bad periods. Okay, so I know people that were like super good, and when the market changes, because the market it's like a cycle. So you have a downtrend, an uptrend. Sometimes it ranges. So what I'm saying is you can follow people, you can follow signals. I have a lot of friends that follow my signals. So for example, I know friends of mine that they wanted to buy Ethereum like 1 month ago, and Ethereum was like 3 grand, and now it's like 1,700. Yeah, half. And okay, I told them, no, wait, I will tell you. And they're like starting to short instead of going long, and they make money. I mean, those kind of signals, they work. But the best thing that I suggest is to try to learn, study, and understand what you're doing, because I think that anyone in this world wants to make money, but they also want to be like independent. Okay, so what I'm saying with this, when I started, I was in a group of signals. I was printing money, but I said, okay, perfect. But if these people tomorrow disappear or they die or whatever, the solution is not to go to another group. I mean, the group is perfect, and I am like, I was like, for example, paying like $50, and I was making the money in 1 day. Amazing. I mean, it's the plan that I have. So I'm going to like provide signals, and people are going to pay off their monthly fee in 2 days or even 1 day. But the good thing that I want to do also is to teach them, okay, here are the signals, but here is what I'm doing, why I'm doing this, why I am entering at this point, why I am selling at this point, why I'm
psychology,
what to do when you are down, what to do when you're up, how to avoid getting excited, how to avoid getting depressed.
What do you believe are like the top mistakes people make? And why? Because I mean, day trading, just like drop shipping, people are like, oh, it's a scam. You're better off just putting your money into mutual funds and not touching it, which can work for the right person that has bad psychology with the stocks and making decisions, right? But like, what do you believe are like the top 3 to 5 mistakes people make when they're trying to make money with this?
Okay, the first one is sizing wrong. People have an account with $100, let's for an example, and they go inside their first trade with $50. They use 50% of their account in one trade. Okay, so wrong sizing is one of the biggest mistakes that I've seen over there. Was my first mistake. The second one is hope. They let emotions and hope inside the trade. And when you trade, you need to put your emotions inside a box and put it aside. Because if you go inside a trade and you let emotions start to appear, you will sell before you need to sell. You will average down when you do not need to average down. Then everything will end as you planned, but you didn't follow your plan, and that affects you emotionally. And you are like bringing things from a trade that was bad to a new trade. And instead of going fresh, you are starting to think, okay, I need to recover the money, or I need to make things different. And you bring things from the past to the present, and you fuck every trade, you know?
So how do you stay focused and less emotional in your decision making?
I try to think as a robot. You actually, I mean, in the market, there's like a high percentage of institutions that use robots, like algorithms, algos. So it's easier because when you can be the best trader, but if you woke up wrong, you can make strong bad decisions. You know, even the best traders fail at some point. The good thing is that the best traders, they fail less frequently. Like the frequency of failing is like really big. And also the thing is that they can fail, but they can recover because they know how to recover. When you're a new trader, you fail, you have no idea how to recover, and you start making mistake after mistake. So you keep sizing bigger, you burn the account and you say, okay, no, now I'm going to make it. You put more money, and again, same mistakes and same mistakes. That's why I always try to start like with signals from other people were the things that kept me alive. But yeah, at the end of the day, I mean, we need to be like our own self, you know. So I love the signals from others, but I want to understand what I'm doing and how am I doing it. So I want to learn. It takes time to learn. What else? Yeah, those two, and then people need to be patient. I mean, patience is something super important in this game, and compounding, because if you can make 1% every day, you will be rich in 2 years.
If you could go back to when you first started trading and you were having that early success, what's the one thing you would do differently now?
I would start with less money than when I started. I would hear more to people instead of thinking I know everything, because when you start, usually you do not want other ones to tell you what you have to do, you know? Like I knew people telling me, wait, go slowly, or sell here, buy here. And I was like, no, I know what to do. Just because I had 2 or 3 success trades and you think that you are good, you know? I would definitely join a group, because a community helps. You will find people that you can speak with. You will learn from other people's mistakes. That's something super important. Sometimes the price you pay is like insignificant in comparison to the money you are saving, because you see
The
other people's
time too.
Yeah, also the time. I learn a lot from other people's mistakes or even success, because you speak with them and you avoid making certain mistakes, or you make certain things because you hear them from other people. And also one of my biggest mistakes was not trusting the process. I wanted to make a lot of money the first month, you know. So people, when they start, they say, okay, I want to make 1 million in 6 months, because they saw a guy on Twitter posting 50 grand a day gains over a week. Yeah, I mean, any of us can make a lot of money, but that's not the goal. The goal is like freedom, at least for myself. So I want to be free, you know, and to be free, like the only key for freedom is not coming to a computer and staying like 5 hours a day in front of a chart, analyzing everything. No, I mean, if I can come here and spend 3 minutes and make 1 grand, 2 grand, or whatever, I don't have a limit price, but if I can come, spend 5 minutes and I can leave, that is the best definition of freedom, because I made money, I spent a super small amount of time inside the charts, and I am done at 10 a.m., ready to go to enjoy my time with the people I love, you know, or go to the gym.
What is freedom to you?
The freedom, okay, my first language is Spanish, so I want to try to do my best. But freedom for me is like having the ability to do what you want, whenever you want, at the time you want. Okay, so what I say with this is, if I wake up and I don't want to trade, I don't trade, you know. If I wake up and I want to trade, I trade. But I take the decision of how much time I'm going to spend in front of the computer, what I'm going to do, you know. I mean, at the beginning, as everything, you need to put time and effort. Nothing comes from the sky as a gift. So there's a lot of time and effort behind the computer. But the good thing is that if you put that time, you put that effort, this is one of the best business models I found. And here comes something that I have spoken with a lot of people, because many people think that trading is like a casino, you know. They say, oh, no, that's gambling. No, because when you go to the casino and you play blackjack, you put your bet, let's say $15 or $50, let's say, okay? And if you don't win, the casino takes the $50 and you lost. Here, you can put $50, and if you don't like it, you can withdraw at 49, 48, 47, 52. So you manage your risk. So there's risk, because if you don't risk anything, you're not going to get any reward. So there's a risk to reward. But if you learn how to manage that risk to reward, you need to understand that you're going to lose as a trader, but you're also going to win. So if you accept and understand that you can lose, but also win, this is not gambling. This is like a business model that you can grow, and you do not need suppliers. You do not need like third-party people, social media.
No PayPal.
No, nothing. I mean, the biggest headache you will have is you dealing with yourself and your emotions. if you learn how to do that, you are safe for life, because you have no idea if tomorrow Shopify is going to go bankrupt, or I don't know, Facebook will die or whatever. The market is not going to die. I mean, this has 200 years in the past, in the future, yesterday, today, next week, tomorrow. I mean, it's going to be there. You just need to have a computer and Wi-Fi. That's it.
Let me ask you this.
Yes.
So I feel like you have a very good BS meter, right? Of fake gurus and people showing a lifestyle, but not having anything tangible behind it. Cause this is drop shipping, right? Like you see this all the time when that was the thing. What do you recommend to people listening right now that are already interested in trading or want to start on that journey, and they want to do the research, and maybe they choose Instagram or whatever to really ingest content, YouTube or Instagram or whatever that may be? What are like the red flags that immediately go off for you when you're looking at someone else that does this?
Okay, so the number one red flag is people that are transparent. They post their results every day. And I have seen, now we are in a bear market. Okay, the cryptos are down, the market is down. Okay, actually this week was the first week in the last 7 weeks that the markets went up. But I saw many people that I have been following for 2 years ago that for some reason the past 2 months, they haven't posted any kind of results. Suddenly they keep tweeting, like, wow, today I buy, I sell, but no results. So that's a big red flag. The second big red flag is pay attention to what people show in social media. Because, for example, I have made like almost $5 million with dropshipping. I have made a lot of money trading. My Instagram has 1,000 followers and I have my friends there. I have no point of, showing anything to anyone. I know a lot of people that told me, why don't you open an Instagram and put your Ferrari pictures and your Rolex and blah, blah. Bro, there's no point for me to doing that. What I'm doing now, which is I open a Twitter account and I open like a Discord, is to help people, because I had that help when I started, and also to educate people, because one of my goals is to like build a big community of people that can like achieve freedom. But you will find out there are a lot of people that they are making more money with their paid subscription than with what they're trading, because they're losing money. But because 2 years ago, after the COVID crash, it was super easy to make money. We had almost 20 months of a bull run. That means that everything was like every time making higher highs and lower highs. So there was no chance to fail, it was impossible to fail. But now, that's more difficult because the markets have changed a lot. So I would pay attention to those things, to results. People who are good traders, they will post their losses also. They have nothing to hide, if they lose, they lose. As a traders, that's something super important, that many people think that traders don't fail. That's fake. We have red days. Our goal is not to avoid those red days, is to reduce the risks. So those red days need to be like super small, and the green days need to be super big, or bigger than the red days. But if let's say that you make 10 trades a day, okay, you can fail 6 trades, you can win 4, and you can still make money. Because if you have a 10% stop loss and you have a 30% price target to take profits, you're making money,
Your risk is dramatically reduced. It's capped at 10%.
Yeah, exactly. So that is like one of the biggest things I would suggest to people. And also, it took me a lot of time to understand, but the people who want you to succeed, they don't care. They charge money because time is valuable. So what I mean with this is they're not going to give like every day a free class or free signals because it takes time to them. But you will find passion behind what they're doing, So I see a lot of people that their only objective is to like charge money and that's it. And I don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck, And I see other people that okay, no, the other way around. I mean, I am charging money to my students, but I am providing them a lot of things that they should know. For example, they are like educating them, So there are some groups that they just put signals, and if you follow, you follow, and if you don't follow, go fuck. But for example, myself, I learned this from another guy who, okay, I'm gonna make a server and charge money for people who want entry and exit signals. But wait, I want also to teach them, okay, why I am doing this, because they need to know, they need to understand what they are doing. So when you see people that they are interested in teaching others, that is like passion, It's something that you feel that you feel you need to do. And that is being like more transparent. So those are the things that people need to check when they're joining this kind of servers when trading, because if not, there's no way to understand how to trade. I mean, you can go read books, but you can do
You're
that.
just a monkey. You're just a monkey clicking a button based on what they post, right?
Exactly. And the day that guy disappears or doesn't want to trade anymore or whatever, I don't know, dies, put the example you want, you're fucked, And my goal is to, the day I don't want to do it anymore for X reason, I want to do it for life, because I mean, I like also what I do. That's something important. I like what I do. But I want people to understand what they're doing, because that also will help us. Because if we're a community of monkeys, no one understands anything, no one's know what to do. But if I have a community of people that are interested in learning, on growing, and on being better traders, in the future, this is like something that, how do I say this word? Okay, I have to search it. Give me 1 second.
Describe it to me.
Okay, so it refits, because you're like all the time learning and growing, and that is the point of building a community. Like
it comes back around.
Yeah, it was exactly what happened with dropshipping. There were courses that you joined that the guy just told you do this, and this, and then we were like stupid people doing like everything.
The same
but
thing.
But when you have a community with people that are interested on growing, on learning, on making their own research, that's perfect, because we can discuss, we can debate, and we can reach to new strategies, new plans, new everything. And that is the main point, And also a community will be a strong place. And I don't want to say like this, but I mean, I've been in communities that I felt like they were like my family. I mean, not my real family, but I enjoyed going to the chat, speaking with people, speaking outside. I met people from there. I made friends, like you and I, for example. I mean, we were friends, and we met inside a group that was a community, So I think that is one of the biggest.
It was just a WhatsApp group, and I'm still in it. Is that crazy?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, that is one of the main things I suggest when trying to follow someone, because nowadays there are a lot of, they call them fools.
There's a lot of monkeys, a lot of guru monkeys. What's your goal? Like personal goal? What's your goal with trading? Forget the Discord for a second, the community. What do you want to accomplish 12 months from now?
Okay, I'm looking there because I have it there, my goal. I don't know how to.
Let's pick it up, move it. Nice.
So basically my goal, not for next year, obviously, I'm not even planning for that, but is to make $50 million, maybe before I am 30. So if you make the math and go slow, it's really easy to reach those numbers. I am not desperate to making it happen before that. I also don't need it. I mean, it's a number I always aim, but also my goal is like to be healthy. And when trading, you need to put like health first of all, because many people do not realize now. But when you go into a position and you have a lot of size, and you see that 1% of the position is making you $2,000 or taking you $2,000, you need, like, your heart starts to. So when you train your mind, you understand how to be calm, and health is another goal I have. So I don't want to reach 50 years and be like this, that's not my goal.
When are you going to start doing jujitsu? I've been bothering you about this for 2+ years now, man.
Okay, so here's something I think I never told you. I made like I went to Taekwondo, which is like another martial
I knew
art.
this. I knew this. You told me this.
Okay, so I am planning to go back, and I also
Jiu-jitsu. Don't go do that karate, taekwondo stuff. No, no, man. No.
okay. I promise you that when I go back to the States, like maybe at the end of this year, I'm gonna start. I promise. And also something important that I never mentioned is I always try to to be happy during the day because that affects a lot your emotions. So I always try to find all the positive things inside my life, you know. If that doesn't happen, it's like really difficult to trade because you think that everyone is against you, everything you touch, you destroy it. And guess what's gonna happen when you place your first trade of the day?
You're
You're
doing
gonna
it from the
fail.
wrong place. That
Yeah,
gratitude goes a long way, man.
even following signals is difficult, and you are going to tell me, wow, that's impossible if they are telling you when to enter and when to exit. Well, yeah, I mean, we can all enter at the same point, but some people get greed, some people fear. So they say, I sell earlier. So if you don't follow me, you sold earlier, you make less money. Then I enter a trade where I lost, you lost money, you are red. So, or I tell you to sell and you didn't sell and you get greedy and now your position got burned. So trading, I mean, it's difficult, but it's something I love. It's like, it brings freedom. Yeah, for sure. You don't have to, bro. I mean, this week was a little bit difficult, but last week I traded like 10 minutes every day or 20 minutes every day. And I made like 40 grand. Tell me where you can get that paid. I mean, it's insane.
I'm going to introduce you to my tax attorney, and then you'll understand. You could find that in other places.
I mean, what I want to say with this is that don't take the ones who are hearing us. Don't take these numbers as granted as a beginner because it takes time. It took me like almost a year, and I am still learning. I mean, I know I have like a lot of knowledge and I have the ability to make money, but I'm still learning. But if I can, anyone can, you know. It's just about starting, making the first step. I mean, we're all going to die at one point in our life. So if you don't take the risk now, when is my question, you know?
The Discord. Now, I want you to tell me, for everyone listening, what is the Discord? Why, like, what's the cost? Why would they want to do it? Give them the full rundown.
Okay.
And who is it for, too?
Okay, so the Discord is a server that I'm trying to build. It's already done and running. The purpose of the Discord is like educational purpose. Okay, I am not a financial advisor, so with this
Disclaimer time.
No.
Wait.
I mean,
you're not. No, sorry.
I am saying this because I know how this ends. So I am telling people to buy something. They're coming with all their savings. Was the one of the trades I lost, and they're like blaming me? No. So I mean, the Discord is a place where I want to build a community of people that enter with zero knowledge or a bit of knowledge, follow my entries and exits. They make money. With that money, they pay their subscription in one day. Then they have 29 days after of printing money. But also they learn, okay? Why they learn? Because they need to have that skill to keep growing. And my objective is to help as many people as I can. So obviously it has a price. Why? Because at the end of the day, I'm going to put a lot of time and effort from my side. It's not just signaling, but I'm going to like make, for example, calls every week where I answer questions. I'm going to make a recap of trades, why I bought something, why I sold something, make a show analysis, post watch lists of what I'm watching for the next day to buy, to sell. So it takes a lot of time. But at the end of the day, it's worth it, you know, because you can pay like $50 a month, which is less than $2 a day. $2 a day. I mean, what you can buy with $2 a day in the US? A coffee, I don't know, whatever.
Nothing now. Nope, not even coffee.
So you're putting $2 a day, and at the end of the month, you're recovering that money and you're investing in yourself, you know, because that's the word. You're like literally investing in yourself because you are following signals to make money, but also learning so you can be your future own guy who tells your mind when to buy, when to sell, and you are your own signal guy, that is the point or the objective at the beginning. Obviously, there are like super big communities. There are like a lot of things we can do together. I would like to make in the future, not now, but maybe at the end of the year, to make like meetings where we can like get all together inside a place and trade all together and share everything, like not always behind the computer, but physically. I think that's like super important.
And it's super cool how you're doing this too, because a lot of times, like with mastermind groups or like coaching pro, because this isn't really coaching, it kind of is. It's more of like a community where you just share what you're going to do right on your own, and you teach in the process. But like a lot of these groups, it's more of like a higher ticket entry. Like you pay like 1K, 3K, 5K, and you get a certain amount of time or lifetime, whatever. You're making it super easy. It's a monthly subscription. They're not like committed for life. It's a no-brainer.
And also,
let me say too, whether you're watching this live in my Facebook group or you're watching this on YouTube, which will be posted, I always vet people before I bring them in front of my community. So I wouldn't just bring on Wani because he shot me a DM. Like, I know him. I've known him for years now. I trust him. He's transparent with me. I'm transparent with him. So like, I'm also putting my name on you and behind you and next to you. Right. So just wanted to share that with everyone as well.
I appreciate it. Yeah. And also something super important is that at the end of the day, the people do not have to put like a lot of things from their side, because $50 won't damage anyone, I mean, it's like really simple.
What I want to ask, what is the amount you, obviously not a financial advisor, but what is the amount you typically recommend someone starts with? Because they probably don't want to sign up for the subscription, join the Discord, and then have like $100, right? They could, but it probably wouldn't be a good idea. So what do you generally recommend someone have and be willing? Because they also need to be okay losing that amount as like a worst case, right?
Okay, so here, this is a super specific question because you can start with whatever amount of money you want, but I think that the lowest you have to start with is at least two grand. If you want to make, so for example, with 2 grand, your first month, you can make easy, like $500. Like easy, you can make 25% on your first month. If you start with more, better. Because you can
depends on you though, and who you are, the position you're in, your income already, how you make your money, your time, how badly you need the money. That changes everything. But generally, like, so percentage wise, someone's gonna want to minimum come with couple $100 that they're okay losing if they make bad decisions, right? Like that's a good way to put it.
So in other words, if someone comes with 20 grand, I wouldn't start with 20 grand. That for sure. I mean, I would start with 5. Okay. So why 5? Because if you lose the 5, lose. Many people say lose. Yeah, you're still investing.
That's fair. It's a worst case, right?
When you lose, you learn. But if you lose the 5 grand, you have still 15. But if you come with 20 and you lose the 20, boom, you're dead. So the lowest is like 2 grand. I think so. Yeah, with 2 grand you can make money. The most important thing at the beginning is, this is going to sound strange, but it's not making money. Money comes alone. I mean, the most important thing at the beginning is to learn, because when you learn and when you understand to know yourself and how your mindset works, then money will come alone. Like, trust me. I used to be inside trades, like super nervous, and now I am trading while I am like playing, like to the PlayStation or in a
because it's just done. It's just a decision at that point. It's not like this heavy thing, right?
I am trading now. Like, I have my phone here. I have my phone here.
Some people swipe left and right. Wani just presses forward. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but as you can see, like, I'm not nervous. I that's because I have to work a lot on that. So less than 2 grand. I mean, you can start with $500. Yes, you can start you're not going to make 500 the first month, or maybe going to make what? I don't know, like
100
$100.
maybe.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's not bad to make $100 because you're still learning, but
If you're in high school, that's not a bad deal. But if you want to make this worth your time and you're an adult in your 20s or 30s or 40s, yeah, like generally speaking, $2,000 or more is a good idea. And it has to be money you could live with losing, right? Like I think that's what people have to realize with trading too, because it's not gambling. It's very calculated if you do it right.
Exactly. And also something that I recommend is many people do paper trading. Paper trading is when you use fake money to place trades. I really recommend people to avoid that, because when you're paper trading, your mind already knows that is fake money. Okay. So the risks that you take are more aggressive because you have nothing to lose. At the end of the day, you are losing fictitious money, So paper trading I don't like it. I mean, I know many people doing paper trading and being great, and when they move to money, they die. And also what you said about respecting yourself, that's also correct. I mean, if you're going to come here and with $500, I'm not saying that's wrong, but maybe the idea is if you have $500, it's fine. Try to save money, wait 1, 2, 3 months or whatever, pick up 2,000, because with that you're going to make more money faster. Okay.
It's more motivating too, right?
Exactly. And also at the beginning, when you start with a small account, what I always suggest is to withdraw the less amount of money possible. I mean, if you start with 10 grand and you make 10 grand in 1 month, yeah, reset the account, because you're going to end losing it as a new trader. But if you are starting with two grand and you're like at the end of the month at 2.3, leave those $300 that you made, because next month you are starting with like 15% more of your account, And if you can make another 10, 15% every month, at the end of the year, you have like at least double your account, and you're starting 2023 with the double of amount of money and the double of experience and everything, So that is something also I am like, I will say it's part of learning, it's part of educating the people, And one of the most important things that I also want to do is, like, nowadays the markets are in a point. Can I share my screen?
Yeah, go for it.
Share screen. Okay, can you see my screen now?
Yeah.
Okay, so for example, this is Ethereum. I'm going to put an example with Ethereum, but this applies to anything. So we're in a market that we can slowly start, like really slowly, but we can start. Let me take all of these so people can understand. So many people bought here when Ethereum was almost 5,000. So now it's 1,757. So they might be crying, okay? It's super difficult to catch the bottoms or the tops. So if someone comes and tells you, hey, look, I sold here and now I am buying here, don't trust him. I mean, like me as a trader, when I pick up a bottom, like when I catch a bottom or a top, I avoid spreading the word, because it's like sounds scammy, I prefer like
juju.
I feel happy with myself, but I prefer even to avoid showing that. But what I'm saying is because now it's a moment that we can slowly start to invest for the future. Okay, why I say this? Because it's a moment to start to prepare money to load the accounts and slowly buy. There's something that is called dollar cost average. So for example, if you have $10,000 and you don't want to be a day trader, but you want to invest money because you're like a more long-term investor, okay, you can put 1,000 here, and if it drops, you can put another 1,000 here, and if it drops, okay. And don't tell me, yeah, but what if it goes to zero? No, Ethereum is not going to cost zero. Okay, you have the like levels are here. There's always a risk, but this is a time to start to see potential companies to invest. I am speaking about Ethereum, but we can pick up like wherever you want. So I don't know. Let's go to SPY. So SPY was at $4,800. the lowest it went was to it dropped $1,000. Okay, SPY, SPX. Let me pick SPY, which is better. It went from 480 to 380. But if you see the big picture of SPY, let me show you weekly. Oh, sorry, 1 week. So if you go to the past years, what do you see? It always grows.
Goes up over time.
Yeah. So the point is to avoid buying here and selling here. The goal is to buy here and sell here, or hold it and sell here. I mean, you are not going to catch the bottoms, but if you see every time it dropped, it recovers, and it
will average out.
Yeah. So look, this drop. If you see the drop, it's like a similar
it's like
drop
before. Yeah.
So this is a moment to start to see of a potential reversal. We still have some room, in my opinion, to keep falling, at least up to this level. But for the people that like to invest and not trade, also the community will offer a channel that will explain, okay, I am buying this for the long term. And that's something important. Now that comes to my mind. You told me how to realize red flags. If you see people posting things and they are not buying them, don't trust them. I mean, when I say buy something and sell something, it's because I am putting my money there, you know? So I'm not gonna tell you buy this and sell this, and I'm like, let's see how Sean loses his money. No, if you lose, it's because I'm losing too, you know? I tell you this because I've seen a lot of people giving signals and they're not even going inside. So where I put my money, I put my words. That is something important.
What's one big piece of advice you want to leave everyone with? It can be about anything too. It doesn't need to be about the market.
Okay, so never give up. Never give up, because when I started with this, I thought that this wasn't for me because I lost a lot of money. Okay, a lot of money I lost. And if I've been giving up, maybe today I wouldn't be broke because I have money. I've made my own money, but I would be struggling because I failed to myself, you know, and I spend a lot of money, and after spending a lot of money, I abandoned. So never giving up, it's something that helped me a lot during my life with many things. And it's something that people need to understand, which is different to changing, okay? It has nothing to do. So for example, with dropshipping, I didn't give up. I changed. Give up, it means when you completely abandon something and go to another thing, you know? So yeah, I think that is like the best advice. And the second best advice is to train your mindset. Like, this is something super, I don't know the word how to say, but like, for example, the law of attraction and all those things. I mean, you can believe or not in the law of attraction, but if you're positive, you will attract positive things, positive thoughts, and more better.
More likely, more often than not.
Yeah, and if you're
regardless
negative,
of what you believe in.
Exactly, it's like the law of gravity. If you jump from a 10th floor, believe it or not, you're going to end down in the street.
I don't believe it, man. I don't believe it.
I mean, it works like that. So you can people can tell me no, the law of attraction doesn't work. Okay, believe in what you want, but try to be positive, because if you're positive, you attract positive things. You're motivated, and better things will start to happen. And I'm not speaking this because I want. I tested it on my person. Okay, so for example, when I broke with my girlfriend, I was 7 years with the same girl, and I broke. The first 2 months were a disaster for me. Like, everything I did was a disaster. I even had to close my franchise, imagine. So, and yeah, I saw it because you wake up angry, you are sad. Then, I don't know, you go to the street, someone, like a bird poops you in your head, you get more angry, you keep walking, you fall, then you go to the gym, you get hurt, you're angry, you eat wrong, you place a trade, you lose, you sell.
Goes down. Yeah.
Exactly. And the same energy costs to be positive. So if you're positive, I'm not saying you're going to become millionaire next week, but
it's a better chance. better position to get it, right?
And you're more happy, and you're more healthy, and you're more confident with yourself. So, for example, this is for every age, but I'm putting examples from me. So if I go to dance and I am happy and I am positive, I have more chance of attracting people that I want, like girls, than if I'm like, no, this sucks. No one is going to come, So are like small examples of things that people need to start to apply to their day-to-day. And it will change their life like dramatically or drastically, not in 1 week, because this takes time. But maybe 6 months, you change your life in every aspect.
Oh, man. How can they find you? Obviously, we'll link back to everything when we post this to YouTube. I'll drop it in the comments here on Facebook for those watching live. But how can they find you if they're just watching it live real quick right now?
Okay, so on Twitter, my Twitter is, let me check. It's Trades Napoleon. So as it sounds, Trades, T as Tom, R as Rome, A as Andrew, D as Daniel, E as Elephant, S as Sophie, Napoleon as Napoleon Hill or
Napoleon. Yeah. Napoleon Bonaparte.
Exactly. And there in my bio, I have like a link tree where they can find the Discord if they want to join. The Discord has like a free member side, and then has an elite member side. The good thing for the people that want to join is that I offer a 5-day trial. So if you want to test the Discord, you just join, you subscribe. It will ask you the details of the card, but it won't charge you money for the first 5 days. So you can like join, and if the 5 days go through, you can cancel and you will get no money charged. Just to test the server. I mean, if you want, let's say you join, you make money, you have the money to pay the monthly service, and you can still go. And I have built up for the people that come from your side a discount code, which is John30. So John30, and they will have like a 30% for the first month if they join with using that discount code. Yeah, and that's it. And if they want to reach me, they can like send me a DM via Twitter. I also have an Instagram, but I'm not using it because Instagram is more to show things, okay? And it's more like for the fools, like Twitter is more to post
real
things.
Yeah,
exactly. So Instagram, the only thing I could use it is to show results. I don't have to prove anything to anyone, I mean, the people who follow me will follow me because I am adding value to them. That's something that's important.
All right, brother. Thanks again. Yeah.
For this business, okay. For other businesses, you need Instagram, but for this one,
no, I got you. Twitter is the thing for trading.
Exactly.
Dude, thanks for hopping on, guys. I'm fully behind him. I'll be joining the Discord as well. Hope to see you in there. And if you have any questions, I'll have everything linked back in the live here in the comments, and then also in YouTube when we publish next week. So Wani, thank you so much for joining me, brother. And I'm looking forward to learning how to trade with you.
Okay, perfect, bro. Take care.